Hey everybody, welcome to today's program. We got a cute little project lined up today. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make a little puppet. Cute, huh? This is what we're doing today. I'm still learning how to maneuver it, but it's cute, right? Okay, anyway, so to start, you're going to need a big paper towel roll or a couple of toilet paper rolls. You also need some string. You need a Sharpie, 2 bottle caps, or if you don't have bottle caps, you can use caps to like milk carton or soda bottles or whatever. Also, you're gonna need a stick, where is my stick? Hold on, I gotta go get my stick. Got it, sorry. Okay, and you're gonna need a stick and some hot glue, all right? So for those of you just joining, we're gonna be doing this little toilet paper tube puppet, all right? Okay, so let's get started. First thing you're gonna wanna do is take your toilet paper tube and you're gonna cut it to the desired body length, okay? So that's the first step. I'm gonna make this one small. So there's one, okay? Next step is you wanna decide how you want your head to be. Now with this one, I made it just kind of a little head, you know, but you could make it like a little monster. You could do whatever you want, however you want. I'm gonna do this one again, just so if everybody wants to do the little unicorn, they can. So I'm gonna cut a piece for the head. So to do that, you're just gonna cut like an oval out. I don't know, you can be long, small, it's up to you. Big or small. And just cut that out. I like to do kind of like a rectangle and then round off the corners. So that, like that. Okay. And then, plug in your hot glue gun now so you'll have it ready. Okay. Then you're gonna need a strip. So the strip is so that you can make your little head like stand out, like kind of like a neck. So you're gonna cut a strip. You know, you can do it thin or thick. That's up to you. If you do it thin, I think it makes the head kind of move a little more. You know, when you move the body. Okay, so strip, the head, and the body is what you have now. And, okay, now that you have those done, you still need to do ears and a horn. So cut some more of your paper tube and make the horn to desired length. So basically, it's just a long triangle that you round off. You don't have to round it off, but I always do. And then there's that. And then you need 2 ears. And for the ears, I like to take a piece of the tube and save one of these pieces, little extra pieces. If you're throwing away all your stuff on the table, save a little scrap. And this is so you can push the hot glue, the string with the hot glue, so you don't burn yourself. Save one of those. Okay, so back to the ears. You're going to take it and you're going to fold your piece in half. And then it's a lot easier that way to then just cut, because then you have them the same size, right? So then just cut it. And then now my ears are the same size. Okay, and then once you have that, next step is to draw all of your stuff onto your character. So I don't know what kind you're doing. I'm doing the horse today, so, or unicorn. All right, so next step, I'm gonna draw all my stuff on. I'm gonna do eyes, a nose, I'm gonna put the little ear shapes in, and the spirals on the horn. So, can everybody, let them know, I'm gonna zoom up. There, okay. So eyes. Now, if you had Google Eyes, you could use Google Eyes, and that would be absolutely adorable. I didn't know if everybody had Google Eyes, so I didn't use them today. However, I do have them. All right, so I did my eyes on the side of his face, and then give him a nose. And that's all depends on how you want the nose to look. My nose kind of looks a little more cow-like, but that's okay. Don't forget the little nose holes. Kind of does. My unicorn looks like a cow. Okay, so there's that. There's the head for that one, and that's so you can see it. And then the horn. So you want to put lines for the horn. Okay. There's that. And then don't forget the ears. You want to put the little holes for the ears. All right, so that's what we got. Now we're gonna, hopefully your hot glue gun is ready. Then we're gonna hot glue everything to this, all right? So the first step is to glue your little strip into the middle of your paper tube here, the body, all right? So mine, you wanna make sure that your like little strip is kind of bendy, okay? Like that. All right, so hot glue that in. Now you could do it as long as you want, that's up to you, depending on how long you want the neck on the little puppet that we're doing. So there's that. Hi Anna, welcome from New York City. Thank you for joining. All right, so that's what we got so far. Okay, and then the next step is to glue the head onto the neck. And so to do that, you would put kind of like a little tab there and then glue it on like that, okay? So I'm going to put some glue right here. And then just glue the head on. I like to put it like about in the middle of the, close to the middle of the thing. So if you could see that, how I got that, all right? There we go. And look, its little head is moving so that when you start moving them, it'll be great. Hey, for those of you that are just joining us, we're making these little toilet paper tube puppets. So you could be a puppeteer. I'm not really good at moving it yet because I just made this morning. But I'm learning. Okay. Now that you got your head and the neck on, the next step is to do the ears and the horn. So if you want to do the horn, the way to do that is to fold a little tab right there, okay? Tab it up. And then once you have a little tab folded, you're going to put hot glue right there. And then stick it on the head. And then if it's not sticking the way you want it, once it's dry, you can fold it more. You know what I mean? There. Ah! I like this one better than the other one so far. His head moves. Okay, and the next step is to do the ears. So you're going to do the same to the ears. Fold a little tab on the ears, put some glue there, and then stick it on your head, okay? Thanks, Heather. And then just stick that on this side. And that's what you should have so far. All right. The next step is for the string, and the string is kind of tricky, all right? So just take your time with it. I didn't get it right the first time when I did it, so it might take you a couple of times to get it, okay? So that you make the legs as long as you want them, okay? So here's my legs, how I did mine. I actually, when I first did it, I made the one leg longer than the other, and I had to kind of work with it to fix it. All right, so try to get your strings the same size. All right, so that's the first step, is to cut the strings for the legs, and you want it long enough so that you can do the next step. If I can find the end. Okay, here we go. Cut some string here. All right. Now I actually think these legs are too long, so I'm going to cut them down a little bit. Also, your best bet is to tie a couple of knots on the end of one of the strings, on both strings. That way, when you try to when you hot glue your string to the inside of this tube, you have a less of a chance burning yourself. It's a little easier to kind of push it on there. So that's what I think about that. All right, so here's that one. So now I'm gonna tie this one up. I put about 3 knots on it. There we go. Okay, let's see how long. One string's longer than the other. You also want to do this to the bottom, so I might have made my strings too short. Actually, I'm going to use these for the bottom. If you put knots in it, use them for the bottom, because that'll help to glue it onto the caps. You can use this in the inside and use your paper to push it down, okay? All right, so next step is to place your strings where you want them on the body. So you want to make it far enough apart, okay? But you don't want it too far apart, because you want it in the front, right? Kind of. Okay, so figure out where you want it, and then you're going to put hot glue dots where you want them, all right? So one, but you want them far enough apart. You don't want them too close. That's how I did mine. I don't know if you can see those dots in there. So I hope they're even. It looks like they're not gonna be. Well, yeah, it'll be all right. Okay, and then just place your string in there. I just put just the edge, and then use this to push it down. All right, and then don't touch it. And move on to the next side. Try to get it even, okay? If it's not even and one's longer, you can always cut the end of one off, but however, we did put knots on it too, so that might be a little tricky. All right, so just push it on there. Oh, no, it's not letting me stay. Kind of tricky. Okay, there we go. I got it to stay. All right, so then there's the legs, and mine looks about even. Those are some pretty long legs. All right, and then bottle caps. You're gonna glue the bottle caps on, right? So you're gonna need, you're gonna put a hot glue dot on the bottle cap, and then you're gonna stick that knot on the bottle cap, all right? The knot that we made. So just push that right on there. And you want it to be straight up and down. So when you're gluing this, you put your string straight up and down and push it down, okay? Just like that. Did you see that? I hope it's close enough you all can see. All right, and then I'm going to do it again. A dot of glue, all right? And then straight up and down on the cap, straight up and down. It's kind of like his little ankles, right? All right, we're going to let that dry for a second, and we'll move on to the arms. So now you're going to cut some arms. My suggestion is to not cut too long of arms, because what I found is it gets kind of caught on the other strings if you're not careful. So make some short arms, put some knots in them so that it gives them a little bit of weight, you know, so they can hang. So put a knot on there, on the end. That gives it some weight. So there's one. Oh, hot glue strings everywhere. Do another one. Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. I think this one's really cute. All right, and then once you have that, you're gonna hot glue your little arms onto your body. Now I think I want to put another knot at the top because I don't like that it's hanging so low. And also, like I said, it helps to push it onto the glue so you don't burn yourself. So 2 knots at that end. That's kind of like the shoulder of my little unicorn, right? That's what you want. You want like the shoulder of the unicorn. All right, for those of you just joining us, today I am teaching everybody how to make a little puppet, string puppet, marionette, I think they're called. We're making a marionette. All right. What I would like to see is people do like a bunch of these and do like a little marionette play and then post it and tag City Museum in it. That would be so cute. All right. So next step is to glue your little arms on. So glue an arm on. That's a challenge. I can't wait to see if anybody does it. So one arm, and also you want to put it at the end so the arms are kind of like hanging there, right? So just like the end of the legs, you want to glue the end of the knot onto the body, all right? So that's how you're going to do Thanks, Flo. So that's how you're going to do that. So there's that, and then remember, not straight up and down, so your little arms are hanging and they'll move when you move your little puppet. All right, so that's what it should look like, you know. There we go. All right, there's that. Okay, all right, and then now that that's done, the next step is the hardest step of all of them. Okay, so this is the part that had me kind of confused at first. It's the way you add your strings to your puppet, and this is what got me. Okay, so when you're doing the strings to your puppet, you have to measure. Okay, so you have to measure from, okay, you have to do this part first. So this is the first part. So it depends on how long, I know, right, isn't it cute? It depends on how long you want your puppet to be with this string, and then that determines what this is all about, all right? So the first step is to do this part. So cut a string. At first I said arm's length, about maybe not quite arm's length, but pretty long, okay? Because what you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, and see, this is way too long, okay? So you're going to fold it in half, and then we're just going to cut some off. I'm going to cut just a little bit off. So I have it about, it's hard to show you how long I have it. I'm trying to, okay, so I can't show you how long it is without zooming out the camera. Okay, let me zoom out. Wish I had like a thing where I could, you know, zoom all the way. Okay, so do you see this about my arms? It's a little over, I'm 4'11", so I'm short. So if you could see about how long I have that. Okay, and then once you have that done, the next step is to take your halved string, and you're gonna take your stick and wrap it around. Okay, so around the stick, right? And then you're gonna take the two right here that you have and take that loop and open it up, and then you're gonna pull this string through that loop. Can you all see that? I hope. Okay, so pull the string through the loop. Now see how that did that? All right, now that is this is the part for the body, okay? I think personally I have this too long. That's okay, I don't want it that long, right? So I'm gonna cut this off just a little bit, and also we're gonna have to put knots on the bottom of it so that we can do the same thing like we did with the other stuff where we just kind of push it with our finger with the knot. Makes it so much easier. All right, so put knots at the bottom of it. So a couple of 2 or 3 knots if you can, and that way that helps you to stick it on, all right? So there's one for me. Here's it. Now you got to kind of get this part even. This is the tricky part. You have to get it even. If you don't get it even, you're going to have to rip it off and redo it, because I had to redo it like 2 or 3 times. Like, see, my knots right now are not even. Not even. Okay, so so I have to fix that, all right? Because I want it to be even. All right. So that's a little better. All right, now they're even. Okay, so the next step is you're going to take these knots and you're going to hot glue them back here, okay? And you want it kind of apart, but not, so can you see that? I'm going to zoom up so you all can see this, okay? All right, there we go. So put 2 hot glue dots, the same as you did the legs. in your little unicorn or whatever you're making, monster, whatever. And then you're going to glue those strings onto the body. So now that we have those knots, you just push that knot on there and you're not going to get burned. Shouldn't, anyway. Work this in here. Make sure you get it kind of even. You got to have it even. If you don't, you're going to have to rip it out. Okay. And because what happens is if you're holding this, there should not be, one should not be tight and one should be slacked. Like right now I'm doing that and one is slack and one is not. So I need to straighten that out to where they are both tight, right? No slack on one. You want them both tight. All right, so there's that. So there's that part. Okay, now the next part is this is the tricky part. This is the part that really got me, okay? So the next part is how you make the legs move. All right, so the way you make the legs is the tricky part. So these strings right here, let me zoom out. Okay, sorry. All right, so these strings right here have to be as long, and they have to go from the stick. You have to measure. Okay, so you're going to measure from how tall your creature is from the bottom to the stick. So you would take that string, you might have to have somebody help you, take that string and let it dangle down till it gets to the table, okay? And then you're going to cut it to there, and you're going to do that on both sides, all right? So that's the next step. So let's see what I got here with this one. So hold this up. Oh, this one's turned out better than the other one. I hope it does anyway. Okay, so then I'm gonna just put this right here because you gotta compensate for tying on. Remember, so leave a little extra there so you can compensate for that, and then down all the way to the table, and then you're gonna cut that. Okay, so hot glue on my scissors, and then you're gonna cut that. So straight up and down. Do it as good as you can there, and then cut it. All right, and what that does is that compensates for the knot you're going to have to tie on the legs, because this is what makes the legs move, okay? You're going to do that on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the string and I'm going to measure it with the other string and cut it that way. That way I have it completely even, all right? So now that's how I'm going to do this one. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to measure that and cut. I can put that up there now because I'm done with that. All right, and now we're going to tie this onto our stick. So one side, you're going to tie one side on one and one side on the other. And then now when you're tying them on, you want to make sure, I would put the stick, it towards the end of the stick is what I would do. And then tie it on. You don't want it too close to the middle. You want it more at the ends, all right? Now, now that you have that one, you're going to have to measure this one to see how far you need to tie that one on, right? So it's even. I mean, I guess you could cut it if it's too long, but all right. So tie that one on, and I double knotted that knot, okay? 1, 2. All right, now let's see how it works here so far. All right, so far they look just about even. Okay, and then the deal is that you're gonna take, mine is kind of turned, I might have to fix that. Okay, you're gonna take this one and you're gonna knot it to the leg, okay? So only do one knot for now, because if you do double, you can't undo it, and that's just gonna screw you up if you mess up. All right, so this is the trick part. So take it, figure out about how far you want it, wrap it around, okay? So that's where I'm going to put mine. Can you see that? Kind of like knee length, and you want this to not be slack. This has to be tight, okay? All right, so then now, if you do one knot, then you can always push it up or down, okay? And I think that's probably what's going to happen with me. I'm going to have to push it up or down. So one knot, don't do it too super tight. Well, that's the wrong one. All right, and then take this one and try to see. No, see, I think I got it not too slacked. All right, I need to fix that. maybe what might need to be, you might need to have it a little shorter, or I might need to have it a little shorter. So let's see. You'll figure it out when you work with it, how it should be. Like, how the legs should go. Like, once you start puppeting it around and puppeting around and moving it, then you'll get it figured out, like how you want. There we go. Do you see that? You see that leg, how it's moving? Yeah, look at that. Dancy. All right, now you want to do that with the other side, okay? So the next side, you're gonna tie your little string on. And once you get these tied on, you can cut the excess off, all right? Okay, so then here's this. The trick is you just gotta kind of, you know, straighten it out, keep it straight to figure out how you want to do it, all right? Okay. So when I was a kid, my grandma used to go yard sailing all the time. She called it yard sailing. So garage sales. For those of you who don't know, my grandma used to go yard sailing. That's what she called it. And one time she took me yard sailing, and at the yard sale, she always used to buy me something. And at the yard sale, there was this little puppet. It was like it looked like a little bird. You could tell it was vintage. It was old. And it had little bottle caps for feet. And it had like pom-pom legs. It was so cute. The little neck, they were done with like fishing line. And the little neck had pom-poms on it, like for the neck. And I loved that puppet so much. I played with that thing all the time. And I've always wanted to make one. I've always wanted to make one of these. I don't know why I've never thought to make one. Because, I don't know, it was a nostalgic thing to me. I just loved it so much. So, when I saw this idea, I was like, you know what? I have to make one of these. I haven't even, like, thought to make one of these at the museum. And how much fun would this be? It's kind of an in-depth project, but I think everybody would really like it. Okay, so trying to figure out how to do. Okay, there we go. I got it. I got it figured out. Okay, so now that you have your legs tied, if you have your legs tied and you're good to go, just tighten it up real good. Just pull the string really tight, and you're going to cut this part off, okay? Cut the excess off. Leave a little bit of it, okay? So then cut the excess off, leave a little bit, and then what I like to do, and this is tricky, like if you're a kid doing this, please be careful because you will burn yourself if you're not careful. I like to hot glue the extra little string to it. Now, mind you, my fingers are used to this, so don't do this at home unless your grown-up has calluses the size of Texas on their fingers. I would suggest not, but so just a little bit, not a lot. And then kind of push it down. Sometimes it gets me. Woo! There we go. And then so now you can't even see those strings, right? Okay, let's see. Now let me kind of angle this up a little bit. All right. So then once you have all that done, you can go back and paint it or color it if you want. I just didn't do it today because it would be too messy to paint it first and then do all that. So this is the finished product. And this is my little horse that I did. I'll hold it up so you all can see it. And actually, if you wanted to make this shorter so that it kept it up like this, you probably could, which I think it'd probably look better if I would have made it shorter. And you could probably even put a string here to do that, to hold it up. And I think that might make the body. Let's try it and see. Let me try it. You don't have to do it at home. I'm just going to try it and see if it works. If it don't, you could not do it. It's just up to you. I just wanted to try it. Let's see how this works. Technically, I could probably tie it to its neck, but I'm just going to do it like this. Let's see. This is how you learn things. Just experimentation, right? All right, so let's try it. Let's see. I bet you this would work really well. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's even better, I bet. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to wrap that around the middle. And I'm going to tie it like that and see if that works. Oh, what if it does? If it does, I just learned something new. Okay. And then again, I might have messed it up. We'll find out. Let's see. Like this. Oh, yeah, that's better because now it made him stand up straight and he's not droopy. And his little legs are moving. Ah! How funny. Okay, so now y'all know you can add another string in the front, and that'll make it just perfect to where he doesn't droop. And yeah, that's how you become a puppeteer. That's the start of it all. There's this gentleman that used to work in Art City. His name was Stuart, and Stuart is a puppeteer. He does all kinds of puppet things, and people used to come to the museum, and one of his specialties was shadow puppets. Super cool. Shadow puppets are awesome too. But anyway, so this is what we made. We made this cute little unicorn, and I have to say this is probably also one of my favorite projects I did, probably just because of the nostalgia of it all. And if you really work with it, you could figure out how to get it to walk. I think maybe I put mine too far. Maybe I did this part too far over because it's hard to get him to walk. So maybe I need to push it further over. But anyway, this was a lot of fun. This was so much fun. I had so much fun with this one. I think I actually will probably keep this project at my house because it was so much fun. There we go. Yeah, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all had a blast making this with me. Why is he turning like that? What's going on here? I need to fix him. Okay, I had a blast making this with you all. Yeah, like the play set, so you can do it inside the theater. Okay, so hope everybody had fun once again. And if you want any information on City Museum, you can go to citymuseum.org, where we post all of our infos. If you like us enough, please follow us on Facebook, which I'm sure you probably already are if you're watching this, and we want to say thank you for that. Tomorrow, I will be back on with another fun project. I don't know if it's going to be this great because I don't know how I'm going to top this one because this one was so much fun. But anyway, join me again tomorrow at 11 o'clock for another fun idea that you all can do. And thanks for making the project with me. Have a great day.